Thank you for all your hard work on the registry. It sounds like it's going to be really beneficial. At what point do you guys see people putting that information in? I mean, I could remember when I was newly diagnosed, it'd be like overwhelming. But maybe 6 months later, can people go in at different times, maybe asking some specific questions so they can make sure that's right? Like, how does that work? You want to?
So that's a great question. That's part of what we have to develop as part of our initiative to develop a retention plan. I think it's going to be a couple of different approaches. Some people may hit the ground running and say, I need to do this right now. I want to go in. I want to put everything in. And to your point, some people may need a little bit more time, but it is definitely something that we are going to work on with a retention plan and an engagement plan to find out where it may best fit in the journey. So kind of a non-specific answer. It's something that we're going to look into, but I think it's a great question, and we have talked about in our discussions of, so if you, to your point, if you're newly diagnosed, you have clinical trials, you have your ocular oncology appointments, you have your medical oncology appointments, where does a registry fit in? I think that's a great question, and I think it's really going to depend on the patient themselves, but it is something that we are working on as a part of the working group. Sarah, I'm not sure if you add anything?
Yeah, I may just add that I think that these are all really important points, and I think we're going to need your help when we're developing. I mean, right now we're so in the thick of learning from other advocacy organizations who have done this and figuring out the technology behind it and the data ownership and how do we sort of navigate like these components. This is what we have to get to next. And I think we're going to need all of your input, and we're going to have quality improvement, right, all along. Like, we're going to be learning and innovating and improving as we go along. My guess is there will not be necessarily one entry point, but whenever we do get folks to come into the study, we'll probably try and get retroactive information if we can, and then keep them enrolled moving forward. And so we're going to have to develop, as Chad was saying, not only a recruitment process, but a retention process, because, I mean, that's really what's important here with these longitudinal studies. And so we're in the process of talking to some of these other advocacy organizations who have done this well to understand what has worked well, what hasn't worked so well. And so we're going to get information from them, and we're going to need information and feedback from you all, and we're going to start somewhere, and we're going to have to learn and then, kind of do quality improvement as we go along.